Why hello everyone, and welcome to my video, where I answer questions. Such a weird idea. This week a lot of really cool things have been happening. I got a lot of money for my financial aid, and I spent a lot of money on plane tickets to Ireland, and my passport application, so I'm super excited about that. I've been getting things done. And tomorrow is my first day back to school for the next semester. And I ordered my books today and getting ready for that. I mean, it's been a good break. I've had like almost a month off now, but I'm kind of ready to go back, to tell the truth. I've had a good time relaxing and chilling out and, you know, doing this and that and here and there, and you know, it's been good. It's been relaxing, but I'm ready to go back. So that's good. Anyways, let's get to some of these questions. Kit asked, what is my most played artist? And I don't use iTunes, so I can't actually use the iTunes most played artist, like playlist or app or whatever, I don't know, plug-in, whatever it is. But I can't see that. So I'm just going to have to say that my overall favorite artist is Fall Out Boy. And I mean, I don't always listen to them. A lot of it depends on my mood and like what kind of phases and what genres I'm like really digging at the moment. But overall, my favorite band of all time, Fall Out Boy. And I'm gonna have to thank Sarah for that. I believe it was you that sent me the first album from Under the Cork Tree. It's either you or Kat. So whoever sent me that, thank you guys. It's a combination. So love you guys, and definitely influenced my music choice for a long time. And yeah, that's who I listen to the most. I do like Nickelback, and I have all of their albums. And I know that it's not cool to like Nickelback anymore, but I like Nickelback, and I listen to them a lot. Not as much as Fall Out Boy, but those are kind of my two that I like to listen to, like through their albums and listen to all their songs, and I know all their songs. And you know, otherwise it's just here and there, different splatterings of different artists and, you know, different songs, not album specific. And Fall Out Boy. Megan asked, what are our favorite books outside of Harry Potter and The Hunger Games, which I haven't read yet. But I'm looking at the first one right now, and it's on my list. I'm going to read it soon, before the movie comes out, or before I see the movie. So, yeah, going to do that. But anyways, favorite books outside of that would be the Abersheen trilogy. And these books have been with me ever since I was in middle school when I first read them. And they're sci-fi fantasy in a world with magic, but it's kind of a different kind of magic. It's more dark, and there's a lot of death and destruction. Basically, it's about necromancers, and most of the necromancers in this world are evil, and they raise dead for their own, you know, profit, or like mercenary work or different things like that. But there's this one necromancer, and it's, you know, the title is passed down through the generations, but they're called the Abersheen, who are basically the good necromancers that go around and undo all of the evil work that the other ones have done. And there's, you know, dark creatures and you know, ancient magic that's neither good nor bad. And the necromancers wield bells that have special magical properties and are named after like kind of like ancient magical like gods that have like that have put their power into the physical realm in the form of like the certain like tones that these bells cast. And there's charter magic, which is basically laced throughout the entire like world. It's the fabric of magic that some people can control, and kind of the Abersheen is like the master of all of that. But anyways, short synopsis. My favorite books of all time. I grew up with them in middle school. I read them through high school, and I have them now, and I read them every so often. They're my favorite series, apart from Harry Potter. So, one word to describe what Harry Potter means to us. The entirety of the Harry Potter world and what it means to us. and my word is everything. What movie is out that you want to see? There's not really any movies out that I really, really want to see very bad. If I were to be drugged to the movie theater and said pick a movie, I'd probably pick the new Sherlock Holmes movie. Heard it's really good, like right on par with the first one, and I really liked the first one, so that'd be what I would see. But nothing really else is striking my fancy. The new Mission Impossible movie, just another sequel. And then my question to you guys is, I want to know about an interesting experience that you guys have had while traveling. And I really don't want a Florida, like my, most interesting experience was when we were in Florida and went to Harry Potter World or anything like that. Which I didn't specify when I told Kat, but I think she picked something else. I'm not going to ruin it, but she's good. She told me what her answer was. So, interesting experience, some kind of traveling that you guys have done. It can be good or bad. Just kind of got me thinking about good and bad travel experiences. And one of my most interesting experiences that I've had while traveling was my freshman year. No, it was my senior year. We went to Moab, Utah, which is where Arches National Park is, and there's a touristy attraction there called the Bar M Grill, and it's where we went to dinner. And they have like this fake gun show, and it's funny. And then you go in, and you have like this traditional chuck wagon dinner, and it's really good. But I saw kids walking around with like soda pops, like bottles of soda pops, and I was like, that sounds really good. I don't know what they're called, but I'm gonna go see what I can get. So I walk back to the guy selling the drinks, and I was like looking at the wall. I'm like, I'm not really sure what to get. What do you recommend? And he looked at me and he was like, I would say a Blue Moon. And I had no clue what a Blue Moon was. And I was like, okay, sounds good. And he was like, okay, it's like $4. I'm like, $4 for a drink. That's really bad, but we are in a really touristy spot, so whatever. I hope it's good. So I gave him $4, and I got my drink, and I go back, and I go to take a drink of it, and it's beer. I was like, did that guy really just sell me beer? So I sat down, and I was looking at it, and one of the guys looks over, and he's like, what is that? I'm like, it's a Blue Moon? He's like, a beer? I'm like, apparently. And he's like, holy shit. And they kind of, like, a couple of the kids next to me started making a fuss about it. And one of the teachers looks over and he's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, guy sold me a beer. And Mr. Bardwell, like, reaches over and he grabs it and he's like, I think I'll take that, thanks. And I was like, okay. And we told Mr. Redmond, who was the chaperone and, like, teacher for the science club trips, and one of my mentors. And he just shook his head. And while we were leaving, he goes up to the bartender, who was kind of right next to the door, and he's like, by the way, you just sold my 17-year-old student a beer. I just wanted to let you know that. And the guy, like, was speechless and didn't say a word. And we just walked out. And that was a comical and interesting experience I've had while traveling. Not about traveling. I've had a lot of those as well, like seeing the Grand Canyon for the first time, and like just a lot of really amazing things. But that's one thing that I wanted to share with you guys. So with that, I'm gonna wrap up. Say I love you guys, and I miss your faces. It's good to see you. And as always, see you next Tuesday.